What's going on, guys? Nick back again with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you a full shoulder workout only using a resistance band. Yes, that's right, you can get a full shoulder workout with just this little guy right here. Right, so it's very simple, and I'll be honest with you, it's actually one of the best shoulder workouts you could possibly do, because you're not just working your front, medial, and rear delt, but you're getting that internal part of that shoulder, that rotator cuff, the labrum in there, and all the ligaments and tendons that are in there, which is super important to strengthen, especially for calisthenics. In calisthenics, we use our shoulders a lot, whether it be handstand push-ups, planches, even front levers. You're really using those rear delts. So it's very important to strengthen your shoulder and to do it properly so that we can avoid injuries. What is a great way to do that? By using a resistance band. And that being said, I'm going to show you how to hit every single part of that shoulder only using this bad boy right here. All right, so before I even show you these workouts, I want to explain why it's so important to make sure you're hitting every part of that shoulder. So most people, they only hit their front and medial delts. Makes sense, because anytime you do benching, anytime you do any push workout, you're really only hitting that front and medial. It's hard to hit that rear delt, right? But it's super important, because if you don't, everything gets pulled to the front, and that's when tears and bad things start to happen. You get some joint and different types of pain in that shoulder. So what you want to make sure is you hit all three heads, that front, middle, and rear. And it's really simple on how to hit each one. It makes the most sense out of any muscle group that we directly try to hit. So for the front delt, really simple. All you're gonna do is front raises. So anytime you're raising in front of you, you're hitting your front delt. Anytime you're raising sideways, is you're using the medial delt, and any way you're doing a reverse fly or pulling something behind you using a straight-ish arm, you're gonna use your rear delt. So as long as you're doing those three motions along with some type of overhead press, whether it be pike push-ups, handstand push-ups, 90-degree push-ups, whatever, as long as you do some type of overhead and then you do your front, middle, and rear delt, you're golden. So just with a band, we're gonna actually do all of that right now. So remember, use a thicker band if need be. If it's easy, you want a thicker band to create more resistance. If it's hard, you want a thinner band to create less resistance so it's easier. So I'm using a really thin band, and our first workout is just gonna be overhead press. Now you could step on this, right? Hold here. We're literally just gonna press up. Boom. All right, I use this as a warm-up a lot. This is a light band, so this is easy for me. Obviously, you could use a thicker band, but it's just an overhead press. Now, honestly, I'd rather prefer you to do pike push-ups or some type of pushing workout on the ground for your overhead press. But when it comes to those raises, a band is elite. So for those raises, what I want you to do is you just, again, step on the band. Now we can do this with both arms, or we can do it with one arm. I prefer one arm so that we're isolating each side and one side isn't doing more work than the other, because that happens a lot. Your body's gonna do whatever it takes to get the weight up. In this example, it's the resistance band. However, we wanna make sure that each side is doing equal amount of work. So I'll show you both. Here's the two arms. I like to raise all the way above my head, right back down, right? Keep that chest nice and tall. You don't want to arch your back in order to get the band up. All right, you can mess around with turning your hands. If you turn them this way, neutral grip, you're mainly gonna hit that front delt, but you can turn them this way and have the back of your hands towards the sky to hit some of that medial delt as well. Now again, you could do this with one arm. Same applies. Now this definitely burns. I like to do these little pumps. Slight bend in your elbow, keep that chest tall. All right, again, you can also switch your grip up. All right, so that's how you hit your front delt. Now if you're trying to hit that medial delt, yeah, you could have guessed it. You're just gonna do the same thing sideways. So it's a side raise. All right, so again, I'm adjusting the band on my feet. Slight bend in my elbow, and I'm trying to get the band away from me. So a lot of times you see people do side raises wrong. They're really just trying to get the band up. It looks like this. This is no good, right? Get the band away from you and think about as if you're pouring something, right? Slight bend in that elbow, and as if you're pouring something. It's okay to have your hands slightly in front of you as well. It doesn't need to be directly on the side, right? It can be a little bit in front of you. That's still gonna have you hit that medial delt as long as you're thinking leading with your elbow and lead with your pinky side as if you're pouring something. That's how you're really gonna hit that medial delt. So again, boom, chest tall, not arching to get the weight up. Boom, lead with that pinky side. I'm already on fire right now. All right, and same thing, make sure you're even on both sides. Just like so. And now for our last but not least, our rear delt. Super important as well. There's a few ways to hit the rear delt with the band. My two personal favorites, because you don't need anything to hook onto, is the band pull aparts. So for the first one, you're gonna create a 90-degree angle with your arm, right, 90 degrees. Have your hand down in front of you. I like to have my thumbs out. Pinch your back, right? Always wanna have that, hold that pencil in our back. And you're just gonna drive your hands outside your elbows. Right, you do these for reps. Now if you like that one, you definitely like this one. It's the same concept. However, now we're gonna have our arms straight out in front of us. We do the same thing. Pinch our back, straight out till the band touches our chest. Again, you could use a thicker band if this is easy. Or if you don't have a thicker band, you could just hold closer to make it more resistance. Be careful, do not break the band, right? But that's gonna hit that rear delt as well. Now, if you don't have somewhere to connect the band to, you can do what I'm doing. I'm sitting on the floor. I'm gonna put one side on my foot, and we're gonna do face pulls, right? So I'm gonna have to choke up on the band to make it more resistant so that it is a little difficult. I'm gonna have to do the same. What you're gonna do is you're gonna hold, we're gonna drive that elbows back, and then from here, we're gonna rotate that 90-degree angle above our head. Elbows back, rotate the 90 degrees so that the back of my hands is behind my head, back down, right? I love this one because it's not only working that rear delt, but it's working the entire rotator cuff and labrum, that internal part of our shoulder. So again, one last time here, we're going back, we're rotating that 90-degree angle, our arms to behind our head as much as we can, down, down. That is definitely one of my personal favorites, and you can use that as a burnout or a warm-up before you do any calisthenics exercise. And now for a quick bonus, if you still want more workouts to work the internal part of your shoulders, not just that front, medial, and rear delt, you could do your internal and external rotations, and this can be done by attaching a band to a bar. I'm just gonna hold it out here. You get the idea. I don't have a bar safe enough to attach it to in here, so again, just gonna hold it out here. This is great just for that internal part of that shoulder. I use this to warm up every single time I do anything. So again, just having that 90-degree angle up against your body, and you're gonna rotate. Boom. All right, trying to get the back of my hand even with my elbow. You do not have to go past that point just to here. Right? And again, keep your elbow tight. If you want, you can even put a towel or something underneath so that you're making sure you're clamping your arm to your body and you're not getting separation as you're doing this, because you want to keep it tight and just external rotate. It's great for the rotator cuff and that rear delt. And then you could also do your internal rotations, which is the opposite, which works more of that front delt, and again, your labrum and rotator cuff. Those are both great, and if you want more on how to rehab your shoulder, I do have a video. I'll put it somewhere on the screen on how to do that, especially with all these different types of bands. All right, guys, so that is how you can hit your entire shoulder only using a small resistance band. Honestly, this is better than majority of weightlifting and better than even a lot of calisthenic stuff, to be honest, just because you're getting that internal part of your shoulder and almost rehabbing it while strengthening it, right? If you go to PT after a shoulder surgery, which I did, I had labrum surgery, you're gonna learn all this, you're gonna do a lot of band work, and that's what's gonna keep you healthy for the long run, along with strengthening those ligaments and tendons, which is gonna help you a lot when it comes to calisthenics. That's super important. Try this out, do the front, middle, and reverse flies to hit every single part of that head of your shoulder, and even do the bonus stuff at the end in order to keep those shoulders nice and healthy. If you like this video, you got something out of it, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. Check me out on all other social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at core_calisthenics. Check out my website, corecalisthenics.com. There's every single workout I know on there, and me explain the right way to perform it under 1 to 2 minutes. Stay tuned for my videos every single Saturday at 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. I'll see you guys in the next video.